Hi friends, today we see about applied hydraulics and pneumatics, the troubleshooting and its applications. How to solve the problem technically. It is troubleshooting. So the trouble means there is a problem occurred occasionally in a system. How to overcome the problem to be rectified at the available source. That is troubleshooting, and their applications too, where we are applying the thoughts, where it will be, those things to be considered. So first one is a design of hydraulic circuit for drilling machine. So this is a circuit. So 4x3 manually operated spring offset DCV valve, that is direction control valve. It has three specifications, that is left mode. When the DCV is shifted to the left mode, the cylinder moves downward and carry out the drilling operation. Right mode, when the DCV direction control valve is shifted to the right mode, the cylinder moves upwards, that is retracts. Retracts means it comes back its original positions. Then next one is the spring centered position. When the directional control valve is shifted to the spring centered position, oil from the rod end regenerates with a pump flow and enters the blank end. Blank end means that is the free end. So where it's specified, they effectively increases pump flow to the blank end. Blank end means there is a free end. The spring center position gives rapid extension of the cylinder. So rapid extension means, so the forward stroke is a normal speed. When it come back to original position or in a retardation stroke, it should be time consuming process. So far it's a very rapid, that is a very speed one. So to complete and execute the process in a short span of time, that's why we prefer this kind of setup we provided here. Then design of hydraulic circuit for planing machine. So planing machine also actuated and controlled by directional control valve. You have forward movement of table. So here in planing machine, the table is a movable one, the tool is a fixed one. So with respect to other kind of machineries we are used in mechanical system, the tool is a movable one, then the table is a stationary or standard one. Here just opposite to the other machineries. The planer is it's a huge one and it occupies more space area, or we can say more floor area. That is the main thing. So that's why we can't move the tool to the greater length. So that's why we prefer table to the greater extent. We keep it as the tool in a standard or constant positions. Simply we call it a stationary one. So forward movement of table. When the DCV is shifted to the right envelope mode, oil flows from the pump into the left end of the cylinder and the piston moves from left to right. Then oil at the right end return back to the reservoir through the directional control valve and the flow control valve. So direction control valve will specify which direction the fluid may flow, and the flow control valve is what is the quantity of fluid may flow. At the end of the stroke, the pilot limit valve, that is we specified limit valve LV. LV is specified by limited valve 1, is actuated by the ram movement. So ram which actuates the planer in an efficient manner. That's why we prefer the ram movement in a planer mechanism. When limit valve 1 is actuated, the pilot flow actuates the DCV that is directional control valve, to shift it is left envelope mode. Return movement of table. So return movement of the forward stroke occurs when it completes the forward stroke, it should be go back to original positions. That is the return stroke here. When the directional control valve is shifted to the right envelope mode, oil flows from the pump to the right end of the cylinder and moves from right to left. The oil at the left side of the cylinder returns back to the reservoir through the DCV, that is directional control valve. So whenever the process completes, the oil or the hydraulic system that should be use the fluid return back to the reservoir. So it recirculates. It may be used to bring out the oil into normal temperature. That's why we use or supply to the reservoir. So if actuate something, the hydraulic system get heated, that should be overcome by, so send back to the oil or what kind of hydraulics we use, that should be transferred to the reservoir. That should be recirculates. That's why the temperature maintains the constant temperature. Yeah. So flow control valve at the end of the return stroke, the pilot limit valve. So LV2 is actuated by ram movement. So this is the main component in a planar mechanism is a ram movement. So ram only execute all the process, that is the table movement of the system. Ram movement, which in turn actuates the directional control valve to shift to its left envelope mode, and the process continues. This is the process alternately continuous. So it actuates both the forward stroke and return stroke. This is a simultaneous and a continuous process. So this is the thing happens. So when it using the forward stroke, it remove material or it executes some work, or it can be engaged at the forward stroke. In the return stroke, it should be ideal. So for it should be come back with the very fast manner, that is rapid manner, to reduce the time consumption to come back to the original positions. So the return stroke makes the rapid one, which prefers the total consumption of time to complete the what is the task to be specified to the machine. So what is the component, what is the raw material we are using, depend upon that will be varies. So this is the process happening frequently in a planar mechanism. So with the aid of hydraulic system, how fast the process will be carried out. So why we are using hydraulic system means that should be transferred to maximum amount of load can be utilized to transfer the equipment. So where we are using huge amount of load, we prefer this kind of hydraulic system. This is the major one here. That's why we prefer the hydraulic circuit for planning mechanism. It's an entirely different one comparing with the other machining system or mechanism used in machines. So this is the forward stroke is the fast process, and return stroke, forward stroke is the nominal one, and return stroke is a somewhat faster one, that is rapid one. So because it's an ideal stroke, so we need not to take much time to come back to its original position. So that's why I prefer the planar mechanism. It executed by the ram movement of the system. This is the major thing here that should be ensured here.